In the studio with me is a superstar. Naomi Oyo Oheni Oti is an oncology nurse specialist at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And I should add that she's one of the people who've been selected as finalists for the $250,000 Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. Naomi, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
You're very beautiful. I love the color you have on.
Thank you.
How does it feel? This is no small feat. Plus $25,000.
It's quite overwhelming,
yeah.
Honestly, and humbling with some deep, very deep and emotional feeling. I first thank God for such an honor. It's not just an honor to me. It's also for all nurses across Ghana, Africa, and beyond.
Yeah.
It's a win for all nursing and for nurses to be appreciated at that level. Being on that global platform is just not mere thing. Initially, we thought it was just a normal, but as time went on, it really dawned on me that this is Naomi to the world.
Yes.
And not just Naomi to the world, nursing to the world. Nursing and midwifery to the world. So yeah. It's quite humbling.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will say that I carry the nurses, all the successes that they have chalked, their challenges, and their triumph. Seeing their resilience and their dedication to their work. I carry it all to show to the world.
Thank you for representing us well. So we want to get to know you, get up close, find out who you are and what really inspired you to enter this noble profession. So let's start with a bit of background. Okay. As brief as possible, but what we want to focus on is how you entered the profession and how it's taken off since then.
Right. So as said, now I'm Oyo Oheni Oti. I'm the head of nursing for the Cancer Center in Kolebu Teaching Hospital. I've been practicing for over 2 decades now. In the field of oncology, precisely.
Yeah.
And over the years...
Why oncology? Why did you enter that? Why did you specialize in oncology?
Okay, so during training, I think in my last year of training, I met this woman with breast cancer, very energetic. And she was in pain in the surgical ward. So I then inquired from the physicians, can anything be done? Because she wasn't someone who was frail, just that she was in pain. And he said, oh, we've given everything that we have. We've done surgery. We're giving some chemotherapy, and that's it. So does it mean that we are just leaving her and just giving her just pain medicine, that's it? There were no options. So, and over the years during my training, I usually, even when we are asked to care for patient, choose a patient, I usually go for the weird ones. I mean, things that people will not go for. So I thought that was a turning point, that what can I do within my space? Because nursing, we usually will hold people, give hope to people. And so I then applied to the Cancer Center after school. And lo and behold, I was taken on. To the glory, I had a mentor. That's one of the first oncology nurses. There were only 2 in the country by then. So she was, So I really wanted to be like her. And within the space, looking at my background, I'm also keen in academics. Really want to know more knowledge and things. So I said, okay, but I didn't want to move to academia. I still want to be in my space, have the feel with patient and still be able to impact. So I said that why can't, even within nursing, then there should be a space for us to be able to still give care to our patient and at the same time also impacting knowledge in the classroom. And it wasn't easy. We started, and I had the opportunity to travel to the US to be trained in clinical trials and breast care. And over the years, I saw there was not really no specialty maybe within our space, we thought it was very difficult to do any specialty within oncology because people have to travel to South Africa. Maybe you have to be nominated. But going to the US changed everything. I thought that the oncology nurses were giving specialized care to the patient, not what we do, but it went beyond that. And I spent about 3 months there, and you could see the transformation in their life. So that got me thinking, no, I shouldn't remain as just an ordinary nurse or a general nurse. I should go further so that my patient will benefit more. And there was no training, and we were able to, I think, my first conference that I had, kudos and shout out to Pamela Haylock. She was then the president of Oncology Nurses Society and had come to Ghana. And I met her, we were just chatting. I said, you know what, Naomi, I will push you to go for this conference, and that's going to change your perception about cancer nursing. So when I went, it was in Australia in 2004. I went in. That one too was a competition to get in there, to be able to get scholarship. And I applied, and I went through the rigor, and I was chosen. And I saw that there was this distant education course that some of the people from Canada, because the whole World Cancer Conference for Nursing were propagating. So I took a flyer and looked at it. Okay, we don't have to move out of our country. We can still stay in. All we need is get a proctor to be able to help us to learn. I brought it home. Initially, my management were a bit skeptical. How can you do such a training at a long distance? So I said, you are there, because at that time our director was an oncologist. So you were there. We had 2 oncologists around. You are there, and they're all professors now. Shout out to Professor Yanni and Professor Vanderpoy. They've really been supportive. So we ironed it out, and they were supposed to guide us, especially in areas where we need clarification in terms of treatment. And there was, in terms of practicum, it was also ironed out. We had to do it within our space. 2 of us entered into the program initially to be like several, train the trainer. And we were, after the first one, still they were a bit skeptical in pushing forward. So I lobbied one oncologist, and we pushed management to, in partnership with the Cross Cancer Institute, Alberta, Canada, we instituted this online program. So it was until Ghana had its own oncology nursing training program.
You're a very good storyteller, and everything you're saying makes sense to me. So I'm just listening to you go on and telling us your story as it is. But I'm curious to know, would you say that your education abroad and all these international conferences did something to you or did something for your career that earned you the spot? If not, what contributions did you make as an individual that earned you this space in that competition now that you're a finalist?
Right, thank you. I think it did, because people would say travel and see what is happening. You know, oncology or cancer care, it's a bit new within our space. Not too new, but it's still evolving within Ghana and Africa, and having to travel to see what is happening. And then my belief that irrespective of where you are, you should get the best. Irrespective of even our limited resources, we should be able to get the best. So having traveled to see what is happening elsewhere and getting mentors along the way really helped me. In 2017, I became the vice president for one of the biggest cancer organization in Africa for all health workers, or will I say cancer workforce. And I was there as the voice for nursing. So I, taking on from my predecessor, I said, no, we shouldn't be silent. We need to let them see the presence of nursing, because nursing is the heartbeat of every health institution. If nursing don't get it right, then the health system is in trouble. So I had to lead, because looking for that position, we had a lot of professors and things who were vibing. And there's this, I would say, young person coming in. I'm young, though. I went to the university very early. So
sorry, was that ever a problem? Were you ever faced with special circumstances or situations where you thought you were being discriminated against because of your age? Or because of the age advantage, it actually brought you mentors who wanted to pull you up? What was your situation?
Okay, my situation was a plus. Being young and vibrant, and I had immediately, we had the older ones ready to rally with you. Okay. And sometimes it's amazing when I stand to talk and they all are listening to me. I mean, these are very professors in renowned universities like Witwatersrand, you know, one of the leading universities in Africa. We're having from Ibadan and some from University of San Francisco. They're all professors listening to you, giving direction. That was a plus for me. But the other thing was when the project, what I really wanted to do, in talking to them, they were all from varied space. I mean, within the context of Africa, we're having from the North Africa, almost West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa. And in taking the various data available, we thought it was our patients as Africans need the best. So in terms of standardization, even nurses in Ghana and nurses in the Western world, they all should stand tall in terms of the various skills that they exhibit. So then why don't we do something which will harmonize our training? Because we mapped out the various training in Africa, and we saw that there was a very big gap, because people just come in, just do a short course, and they are done. Yeah. And no one does any evaluation to see the impact of that course. Even the long-distance education that we did, it was a whole year, where we had proctors all the time examine you. And I could say that our center saw a turnaround in terms of the care that we're giving to the patient. We have nurses who are able to manage the side effects of patients. I mean, they intervene without sometimes the oncologist coming in. And that was a plus for us. So we didn't have just short courses and they are done. Yeah. And so we thought it wise that why don't we can't develop a curriculum for people, we cannot. But why don't we develop something like a standard where they can use it to develop their own curriculum, looking at the context that they have in. So we started, and there was a resistance. That's irrespective that I had the advantage. Because we've done this before. We had something in our system. I don't think
we go off script a bit and talk to me about your mindset during that period when you encountered the resistance. Because everything you've said so far, I don't hear you say at any point that you felt you weren't up to par. I think you have a very strong self-awareness and confidence which comes to play.
Right.
So talk to me about your mindset during that period of resistance and how you managed to push through regardless of what the naysayers were saying.
Okay, thank you. I think one point in time, I'm someone who does a lot of observation in terms of what someone have and what, in terms of what people are bringing on board. So over the years, I saw that in comparing in terms of maybe I did a lot of observation. I had the opportunity of going out, in and out. And I saw that, no, in terms of what even my exposure was even far above those I met, even in the Western world. So that was, that was an advantage, and that was engineering. So when I meet you, I know like that confidence, that self-aware that I'm capable.
Yeah.
So even if we come to space, we have people in the Western world thinking they've worked in our space. Africa is not there. I say we are there. We will be able to do it. You get me? So, but this encounter was more of, I've said people have worked in that space already. So it's like, we have done it before. And it didn't really, we even have something that we've done. But I thought it was that, not that sometimes, I don't know, in our meetings, you could see that they are winning. And I just no, we are going this way. No.
Tell me, we have to go. I can listen to you all day. We have to go. So, hopefully we can connect and I can hear more of your stories.
So because of that and all those successes and having that international platforms, we were able to come out with some guidelines for cancer centers to be able to emulate. So the nurses' input were there. Even in their treatment guidelines, we push forth work with other people like the AOTIC, the International Society of Nurses in Cancer Care, the CCAN, the City Cancer Challenge, maybe if you have heard about. We push the one for Kumasi. We made sure that nursing inputs were there. I was the external expert. So over the years, looking at my leadership role, and even in education, I was one of the experts who developed the Ghana College of Nurses Midwives Oncology Nursing Program. And then I jumped into it and became the first cohort. I mean, we're just the first in Ghana.
If you win this award,
right,
what would it mean to you first? And how would you use or leverage it to make the Ghana situation better in whatever context that you find yourself?
Right, thank you. So winning this is a win, as I said, is a win for Ghana, is a win for West Africa, is a win for Africa, and it's a win for nursing, precisely cancer nursing. We will go on with the competencies we've been able to draw it. We have the first review. We need to do the implementation. So some of this prize money will go into that. And we also want to, looking at the big gap in leadership, we are not seeing our nurses taking up a lot of leadership roles and also making input into policies. So we want to create an academy, leadership academy for nursing, not just nursing, cancer nursing. We also want to create scholarship, a fund for education for nurses within Ghana. Sometimes when leadership roles come up, in terms of qualification, we don't really have a lot of nurses being at that. So we want to increase their leverage in that.
Naomi,
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
I really wish that you win. I'll be cheering you on.
Thank you very much.
You don't have so much
to all to vote for. There are links we will share with.
Oh, okay.
Yes, to all to vote for Naomi Oyo-Ohino. Even if you go to Aster Guardian Global Award, just award, you see the 2025 award, and there's a link for you to vote. So vote for Naomi Oyo-Ohino. The Ghana flag is just there. You only need an email to do that, to vote. And then, there is. Yes.
I'll tell you what, for the rest of the day and this week, every day I remind our audience to go on and vote for you.
It is ending on 19th.
Okay,
that's
so
Monday by 6:30 is off. So vote for Naomi and let's bring the trophy home and $250,000.
Please, when I campaign for you, I'm getting a percentage, right? So that is oncology nurse specialist and the head of nursing for the National Radiotherapy, Oncology and Nuclear Medicine Center at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Naomi is my guest in studio. She's Naomi Oyo-Ohino Oti. Thank you so much for coming.
Right, and thanks to all my admirers, my church, my parents. I wish my dad was around. Oh. He's always the one who jeers me. Yeah. Any chalk, in terms of my education, he will be the first to go. And he passed about 2 years ago.
He's proud of you from wherever he is.
Yes. And my mom, my siblings, in-laws, my husband, he's here with me.
Oh, okay.
And then my children, my work colleague, the nursing and midwifery fraternity said, thank you for voting. We are still on, it's not ending yet. 19th is ending, so let's push. All the nursing students, my mentees, my mentors.
Okay, Naomi, we have to go. Thank you so much. And we'll be back shortly with more conversations right here on the AM show. But please, to the best, vote for Naomi Oyo-Ohino Oti, and she'll make Ghana proud. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.